Okay, welcome to this tutorial. This tutorial is going to outline the techniques involved in creating a desktop wallpaper with a bespoke Batman logo on it, and we're going to look at how we can create sort of textured effects and things like that. It's very much for beginners tutorial. It's nice and easy. We've set up all the resources for you to be able to work with in a file that is downloadable from our site. If you go to cutcorner.co.uk and click the News tab, what you'll notice is that this tutorial will appear in our blog feed, which you'll be able to get all the resources from there. It's very clear to navigate to. It's right at the top of the actual post itself. So starting, what we're going to do is we're just going to go into our file once you've downloaded it and extracted the file, because it's a zip file that you'll be working with. And obviously the title of the tutorial is using is a GIMP tutorial. You're going to need to get GIMP. The link is in the blog post itself, so you'll be able to download it from the actual post page. To mention the link, if you find this tutorial on YouTube, the link to get the software is actually in the description below this video. But once you've done that, you've installed GIMP, the first thing you need to do is find the wall texture, right click and open with GIMP itself. I'm working with a Mac today, but most of the processes are exactly the same as you would find on a PC as well. So we've got ourselves our wall texture, which is going to be our base layer, and the first thing I'm going to do is create a new one called Black Veil. The reason that I'm going to call it Black Veil is because this particular texture I feel is a little bit too light, so we need to darken it. And by default, you'll have your foreground colour be set to black. So we're just going to go into the bucket fill tool here, click on making sure that your black veil layer is highlighted, and just click once, and you'll notice that it will then cover the texture so you can't see it anymore. To make it see-through, I'm just going to go to opacity. I'm going to click on the word 100, highlight it and just type 60, and then press enter. And you'll see now that the wall texture is a lot darker because you've got that kind of black layer over the top of it that is a bit, which has an opacity of 60. So now we've done that, I'm going to go into creating a new layer again, but this time rather than call it Black Veil, I'm just going to call it Black Smoke, because I want to give it a kind of smoky effect. Same process again, bucket fill, making sure Black Smoke is highlighted. I'm just going to click once again. And with the opacity still at 100, I'm now going to start using my eraser tool, and we're just going to play with a few of the settings here to make sure that we get the desired effect. First things first, I'm just going to go down and select a sponge eraser. I'm going to change the size of it from 20 to 600. Again, I'm just going to highlight the text, the text that says the eraser size, and then I'm just going to type 600. And what you should notice now is that it's quite big. The reason I've done that is because the actual wall texture image is pretty massive. Next thing I need to be changing is the opacity of the rubber. Now at 100 it's going to be a little bit too hard, so if I click it once it's going to go right through to the next layer. I don't really want that. I want it to kind of be a bit softer. So I'm just going to delete 100 and type 60 and then press enter on my keypad, and then I'm just going to start to click around the image, and I'm really just wanting the central part of the image erased from the layer, so that I start to get a kind of two-level effect. I've got that kind of full black around the edges, but in the middle I'm getting to see the dark texture behind it. And you can work on this for as long as you want, based on the quality finish that you desire. I'm just going to work quickly so that a tutorial doesn't last too long. It basically works by the same principle. Now I'm happy with that. And what I'm now going to do is, because it's currently at 100, I'm just going to replace 100 with 80 and press enter. And that should just fade it out a little bit more and give it a bit more of a grungy effect. Now, next thing I need to do is bring the logo in. Now we've created one for you. It's a scalable vector graphic that we created in Inkscape. If you want to know how we did that, just send us a comment in the video section or on the blog, and we can always draw up a tutorial for you. What I'm going to do is click it once with my left button on my mouse. I'm going to click and drag it into the image. Now, a dialog box is going to come up. We need to change a few of the settings. The way we do that is go from 90 to 150 just to make it a bit more crisp. And what I'm now going to do is just change the width of the image to about, say, 1600, and that should increase the size of it. Now if I click OK, close that box, I've now got my logo. What you'll notice here is obviously our logo's there. We don't really want that. So what I'm going to do is just go to my rectangle select tool, I'm going to click over the logo itself, and I'm just going to go Command X, or you on a PC can go Control X and just cut it out, and then double click on the image, and that'll get me back to being able to work again. One more time, I'm just going to very quickly go over the with exactly the same rubber settings, and I'm just going to go a couple of times over the logo so that it starts to look like it's printed onto the wall. I'm then going to go up here to filters. I'm going to go to my blur section, click Gaussian blur here, and all I'm going to do is just change the settings from 5 to 10, and automatically the horizontal and vertical settings should change to 10. Click OK. You'll see that the Batman logo, or the bespoke Batman logo, is now merged into the back, and that's pretty much it. All we need to now do is just go File, Export As, and save it as a JPEG image. So I'm just going to go to Desktop, change the name of it from Wall Texture to Desktop Background. Go to my file, select File Type. If I scroll down here, you can see there's loads of different file extensions. I'm just going to click and find JPEG, which is in here somewhere. There's JPEG image. Click Export. Change the quality to 100. Click Export again, and then that should be done. So if I just minimize everything now, open that up in preview, there's my desktop background, all done.